Hi everyone, my name is Steph, this is the Novelty Corner and welcome back to my channel. Today we're here to talk about my channel plans moving forward into 2025, and no, I am not going anywhere. I'm just going to put that out there at the start because everyone seems to be starting their videos and everyone freaks out. That's not what this is. This is more just thinking about the type of content that I'm going to be producing and, you know, sort of my journey on YouTube and BookTube and just how I want to change things up just a little bit next year just to see if it helps, because life is really busy. There's a few more commitments now in my life that I didn't really have, you know, back when I started this channel, because next year my channel turns 9. So in July or August, maybe it's June, I can't remember. I've got the date somewhere. Anyway, I will have been on BookTube for 9 years. I have had the channel for longer than that, but actual book content. My first book video will have been 9 years ago, so that's a really long time. There's been a lot of things that have been really consistent on my channel. There's also been things I've tried and changed up over the years, and I think everything is a process of improvement or evolution and just keeping things fresh and engaging, not only for you guys, but also for me, because I'm the one who has to sit here and edit these videos, which admittedly is getting harder and harder at the moment. Not because I don't enjoy producing the content, but just finding the time when I'm not exhausted to edit the videos is a lot. So what does that mean for Novelty Corner? I should also say I'm also running 2 channels, so I'm making life very difficult for myself. But what is happening here on Novelty Corner? So next year I am committing to definitely 2 videos per week, possibly 3 depending on timing and, you know, whether I have the content for that. I have always enjoyed having 3 videos out a week. For a couple of months this year I've had to drop down to maximum 2 videos a week. To me that felt just really weird, and that's just a process that I have to, you know, internally deal with. But I am definitely committing to at least 2 videos, but it will probably still be 3 if the ideas and if I have the time to actually edit and do all of that sort of stuff for them is there. Now, probably the biggest change that you're going to see, at least for the first part of the year, and that's because I want to really try this out and just see how I feel about it, and I don't want to just do it for a month and then give up, because any change, you need a significant period of time to see how that impacts you and what it is that you're doing. So one thing that is going to disappear for the start of next year, for at least the first 3 months, are the weekly wrap-ups. And it's not because I don't love filming them. I actually love filming the videos, but lately I have been putting off editing them. And that's a real problem because I have a really tight turnaround time on when I film and edit those videos. I literally have to do it within a less than 48-hour period. When I tell you the overwhelm I feel when I have to sit down and edit those videos, even though I know what's in the content, they're the videos that I film and edit the closest together, so I actually know exactly what's going on. But it has been a little bit of a struggle the last couple of months, and I don't know whether that's just because I'm really tired. I've had a lot going on, both professionally and also personally, so it has made things a little bit tricky to navigate on weekends. But what I want to do is just see how I can run my content without those. And at the end of the day, if it doesn't work, I will bring it back. Like I'm not committed to getting rid of them forever, but I am committed to trying and seeing what my content looks like without them. Here's the why for that. Well, more of the why. So I film those wrap-ups weekly. So in any given year, that's between 50 to 52 weekly videos of the same format. And I've basically done that format for 7 years. I think by the end of this year, I will have filmed 363 weekly wrap-ups since the start of my channel, which is a lot. Like, that's a lot of weekly content. Probably one of the biggest reasons, aside from the fact that that editing thing has been over my head at the minute, is that because I talk about all of the books that I read, I then feel really bad if I then bring up that video again in another content video, which is often relatively close by, within like a month or 2 of talking about it in the wrap up. And I know that that's fine, because the way that YouTube and the algorithm works and the way that people search for things, like if you do recommendation lists, it's not going to pull up the weekly wrap-ups, it's going to pull up the recommendation list. So it's a great way for books to get multiple exposure. But to me, it feels like I'm repeating myself. And that's one thing that I hate doing, because I just feel like I'm so repetitive and I don't want to be. So that's another reason. What I'm hoping to do, and we'll see how this goes, and that's why I want to give this a 3-month trial period just to see if I can actually structure this in a way that it works long term for me, is I want to look at themed recommendation videos, whether those are recommendation lists or themed in another way that allows me to group videos together. And you're going to see I've already started one of those themed reading vlogs, and I'm hoping that by having like a theme which allows me to film over a longer period of or read over a longer period of time and then group books together, that is an interesting way of talking and reviewing books that you guys haven't heard me talk about before. I'll also still keep themed reading vlogs. I've done weekly vlogs, weekend vlogs, etc. But having some themed vlogs, and there's one coming this month which features Christmas content or holiday themed romance book content. Like I'm already 2 weeks into filming one of those, and I'm really excited by it because it just means, again, I can read over a longer period of time and spread things out, and I don't feel like I'm having to fit everything into a weekend or to a week somewhere. I am going to go to a monthly wrap-up model, and we'll see how that goes. The monthly wrap-up model probably won't feature me talking about every single book that I read, but I will find a way to structure it so that I can share all the books that I read, but maybe talk about the top books or the review books or whatever it is that I need to fit into that video. So that is something I'm still playing around with the structure of, but I'm getting really excited about it because I haven't done monthly wrap-ups for a long time because I just read so many books. But I think I can potentially do this in a way that maybe makes it interesting. I don't know. But so far what I've planned for those wrap-ups is that it should go up after the first weekend in the new month, and it will also include the monthly and yearly stats that I've been including in other videos this year. And if I find that it's really not working, I might move to a mid and end of month wrap-up style. We'll see how it goes. I'm happy to take feedback on that once they get going, and you guys can let me know what works and what doesn't. That will be something new for my channel that I haven't done for many years, is that monthly wrap-up. Other things that will be new are kind of linked in with my TBR from Hell reading challenge, which I will be sharing later this week, so you will see that. Actually, I don't know if this video is going up first or that one. I think this one's going up first. There's a lot of content that I'm trying to pre-film. I'm going to have a series of TBR takedown videos, which are going to be vlog diary style for one of my challenges, which you'll hear about in that video. I would like to have a little bit more journaling content, whether it's once a month or bi-monthly or something like that, because I'll have my 2025 journal overview video coming out later this month as well, where I talk about exactly what I'm using, how I'm using all the various planners that I've got, because I showed you guys all my Hobonichi planners, and I did talk a little bit about how I plan to use those, but I have actually mapped out what I would like to do with them, and I would like to share some of the process of using those. There might be videos where I talk over them. They might just be videos where I just don't talk and I just have everything there for you to look at. I'm still going to have my reset videos where you'll get my reset of my reading journal and anything related to that kind of content. But yeah, there's a few other little bits and pieces that I've got going on with some of my journals. So maybe finding some space every so often for those would be really nice, because they're a big part now of my life and sort of what I do. I would like to film some more discussion videos. I know I said that last year, but I would really like to film some more this year, and I've already got 2 or 3 that I've already mapped out, a bunch of thoughts and things that I would like to share, so those will be coming as well. I'm always interested in, if you have ideas for more discussion videos, feel free to let me know. I'm happy to talk about things. I just want to make sure that they're what people want to hear. I'm also participating in another reading challenge, the 52 book club challenge, which I have seen around for a couple of years and never participated in, but this year I am going to participate in it, and I will talk more about that in another video. But yeah, I would like to maybe do something around the books that I read for that challenge, and again grouping those out, whether they're vlog style or whether they're just wrap-up style, I don't know. Like, I think it would be interesting to sort of group books and video content in different ways, and that's what I just want to play with. There's plenty of stuff that's not changing. I'm still going to have vlogs, whether they're those weekend or daily vlogs or any other format that I can think of. I will play around with that kind of structure. I'm hoping to continue doing a few more anthology diaries this year, where I read through different anthologies and just let you know my thoughts on particularly a lot of authors that I have never tried before. I still have plenty of anthologies to read, so that's always fun. I'm doing a few more annotation vlogs. I don't know whether I'll do one every month, but I will definitely try and annotate books every month. And I think if I have enough interesting content, I will vlog those annotations. I'm hoping to do some more of the Australian seasonal themed vlogs, because, you know, I'm just on the other side of the world and everyone is always posting seasonal vlogs and I don't get to join in, so I'm just going to do mine. And I do have a summer one planned for January, which I'm really excited about because I'm on holiday, so I can actually do things, which that's the hardest part about some of these seasonal themed vlogs. And the resets are staying because I love the resets and just how I choose my TBR or my pile of possibilities. I think I'm going to go with pile of possibilities for 2025. I mean, it is a TBR. I'll have to use that in the description, but for me, they're pile of possibilities. And the format that I've used this year, where I've had different categories to choose from, has been really helpful, so I'm going to keep those. So there will still be my monthly review copies and arcs. I'm assuming Kayla is doing the Buzzwordathon again, in which case I'll have the Buzzwordathon prompt book any read-alongs I'm participating in. I'll continue my KU project, always read the oldest book on my KU TBR, just because that helps keep everything moving. I'm adding in a category to read my newest Kindle book, so whichever book at the time of filming my reset is the newest book I've added, I'm going to add that, as well as adding a backlist from my Star Jar. I'm going to keep the annotation project list, and then we're also going to keep the kids and middle fiction spinner wheel, just because that also helps keep me moving through those books because I do read a lot of kids and middle fiction, but sometimes I read more than others, and so this just helps every month for me to keep a focus on that. So essentially that's kind of the plans for the channel. There's going to be a little bit of a change up, at least for January, February and March. And again, I'm more than happy to take feedback once I start that content and to see how you guys feel about it. And while you won't necessarily have a weekly wrap up from me, you are going to have regular content at the same pace that you have in the past, but just in a slightly different way. I don't know, we'll see how it works. I suppose the other thing, and this was something that I think Heather talked about in her channel plans video, is that while I am planning out content, I'm also not over planning as much this year. I'm leaving room to be a little bit flexible and adaptive to what is going on around me, whether that is responding to anything that's going on in the bookish community, which I don't tend to do much of anyway, just because I don't know why people have so much time for the drama, but you know, people like that content. But also just leaving time and space for me when I know my weeks get really busy. Like the end of January is going to be nuts because I go back to work after the summer break. So leaving a little bit of space for me to move things around, play with when things come out, and not feel like I'm tied into a strict deadline, I think will be something that takes a little bit of getting used to for me, because I do need deadlines, but also I need enough space and flexibility to move things around. Fingers crossed. That's what this will help with. Feel free to chat to me about all of this down below. Otherwise, feel free to leave a camera emoji down below. I hope wherever you're in the world, you're staying safe and healthy, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye everyone.